Hello and welcome everybody to the January 9th regular Town Council meeting of the Town of Vegreville. I'll call this meeting to order at 7 o'clock. First up, we'll be looking for an adoption of the agenda.
Sure.
Okay. Councillor Rudick makes the motion. Is there any additions or deletions to the agenda? Thank God there was no deletions. All those in favor? Carried. Next, the adoption of the minutes of our regular last council meeting. Councillor Bullock makes the motion. Any errors or omissions within those minutes? Seeing none, all those in favor? Carried. Okay, so we have no delegations and no correspondence. So we'll start with the financial statement, the monthly cash statement. Go ahead, CAO Leggett.
Thank you, Your Worship, and just doing this on behalf of Director Saskew, who's away here for a couple of days. So, just trying to follow along on her standard format there. So there was two uses of cash, spending and receipts and uses of cash here this month. So, the first sources of cash on the revenue side were building a major building permit here, totaling about $86,000. We received a GST refund of just shy of $197,000, and then equipment sale proceeds from our recent auction were booked here, a total of about $86,000. Major uses of cash for the month included a water payment to John S. Badiak of $100,000. And then several invoices for Prosperity Park. I won't name out the contractors, but totaling just a little over $2 million here for the month. So a net drawdown of just over $2 million as well for the month there.
Okay. Take a motion to accept the financial statement. Councillor Warwell makes the motion. Any comments? Where are we at with Prosperity Park? Are all the bills paid up to where the work's been done right now? Do we know? You're saying yes?
Yeah, thank you, Your Worship. I believe so. We were hoping that those invoices were going to come in by year end there, and they have so.
Okay. Any other comments? Okay, all those in favor? Carry. Thank you. Okay, CAO Leggett, you can move right into the occupation, health, and safety.
Yeah, very good. So I read over the report at the Ledge meeting. I won't read over that one again, other than to say I'm going to read out here the health and safety policy statement, which has to be read and then adopted by council for the calendar year. So, starting at the beginning, the town of Vegreville's occupational health, safety, and environment management system demonstrates our commitment to protect and promote the health, safety, psychological, and social well-being of all of our employees, visitors, contractors, our community, and our environment. We are committed to act responsibly and proactively on environmental, social, and health and safety issues. All business will be conducted in a manner that is consistent with the values and behaviors expressed in the policies and procedures. In fulfilling this commitment to protect our persons, equipment, materials, and environment, the town of Vegreville will provide and maintain a safe and healthy work environment in accordance with applicable industry standards and in compliance with legislative requirements. Strive to eliminate or control any foreseeable hazards which may result in property damage, accidents, personal injury, or illness. Employ personnel with knowledge, skills, training, and supply equipment and specialty personal protective equipment required to complete their job in a safe and satisfactory manner. Utilize practices and procedures which meet legislative and recognized industry standards. Minimize and prevent occupational injuries and illnesses through proper safe work planning, health and safety training, hazard identification and mitigation, inspections, and incident investigation. Establish policies, practices, and procedures that are compliant with applicable legislation, regulatory requirements, and recognized industry best practices. Encourage the active engagement and support of employees at all levels within the organization in promoting and implementing an effective health, safety, and environment management system. Management will allocate resources to ensure an effective system of policies and procedures are in place to achieve compliance to applicable legislation. Supervisors will implement the health, safety, and environment management system through effective leadership, communication, mentorship, and training of all employees. All employees will support the health, safety, and environment management system through active participation, safe work behavior, and a positive safety mindset. Safety is a shared responsibility that requires active leadership and participation from all employees to achieve a positive and safe work environment for everyone. Active participation in the health, safety, and environment management system will assist the town of Vegreville in achieving the objective of a zero-injury workplace. The town of Vegreville is committed to providing a positive and safe work environment for everyone, and then it asks that Mayor Tim McPhee and myself sign the document. So if I could respectfully request a council motion approving this, that would be good.
So the recommendation is being made that town councils reaffirm the town of Vegreville's occupational health and safety commitment statement for 2023 operational year. So I'll take a motion for that. Councillor Berry. Any discussion? Go ahead, Councillor Rudick.
I understand that this is a standard procedure to start out the beginning of the calendar year, but I'm also looking forward to see what kind of initiatives that will be coming out of the CAO's office in terms of supporting our staff. As this council indicated, our #1 priority is supporting the people that comprise our workforce and making sure that we support them. So I'm looking forward to see that we promote the health and safety of all of our employees. So thank you.
Okay, so CAO Leggett, I have a question. You've been basically on the job for 11 months. And do you feel that this policy is adequate for our organization? Do you see places where it could be increased, or what are your thoughts?
Yeah, thank you, Your Worship. Good question. I do. From what I know of our history with occupational health and safety, it's been quite good. During my tenure, there haven't been a lot of sort of obvious physical safety issues that we've seen, which is nice. Certainly there's a lot of organizations out there that don't necessarily operate that way, but ours does. Most of the sort of complaints, I guess, if you will, or notices that have kind of crossed my desk have been of a conduct nature, bullying and harassment, that type of thing. Have been involved in a couple of files here on that this year, but they've been somewhat minor, and they have been satisfactorily resolved. So certainly don't see any major issues here right now. However, having said that, we are in the process of redoing several of those policies with our new HR officer here now. Make the language a little bit better, a little bit clearer. She's been active in delivering seminars to various levels of the employees about occupational health and safety and our commitment to it. So yeah, we're despite the fact that it's good, we're taking steps to make it even better going forward.
Okay, well, that sounds good, and like Councillor Rudick had brought up, is that one of our main objectives was to make sure that all the employees felt heard and stuff in this organization, and we put them as the #1 priority through council. So we look forward to the changes moving, and hopefully that new position in HR will be able to assist the employees here in some of these situations. So no other conversation, no other input? Okay, so we have a motion for recommendation. All those in favor? Carried. Thank you very much. And we'll go right to council reports, and we'll start with Councillor Warwa.
Thank you, Your Worship. A few less things than normal for standard meetings, but I was able to take part on December 15th in visiting some of the seniors' homes, which include the Lions Garden, the Parkview Homestead, and St. Michael's. One thing I would just say about that is it seems like they really do enjoy it, and maybe there's some way that we could look at, a couple counselors going in every second month or something like that, joining them at their coffee. It just seemed like they actually really enjoyed having us come in, and I think sometimes we learn a lot from some of the wisdom that they can share with us. So on the 16th, I was able to attend the Vegreville Composite High School Christmas lunch, and it was very nice. I had an opportunity to serve the kids, so you got to see them all, and the kids were all dressed up for formal day, and there was some singing, and it was really, really nice a nice opportunity. I know the principal asked if I wanted to just sit and join in or if I wanted to serve, and I preferred to serve because it was a lot of fun seeing the kids and a really nice day. December 19th, I attended the FCSS Advisory Christmas Party, and again, it's sometimes nice to be able to spend some time with these groups outside of a formal meeting setting, so that was really good. They had some fun events and some fun games, although the mayor was the topic of the discussion because apparently one game that was reindeer antlers went on, and they said there was nobody that was better than that at that game than the mayor's, so they were missing you, apparently. January 3rd was the legislative meeting. The 7th, I got to go meet the Ukrainian national team, which was very nice to see everyone come out, and it was wonderful hearing the kids get to do some of the caroling. On the 8th, I attended the Junior B Prospects game, and I'll leave that one for the mayor for more there, and tonight's regular council meeting. That's what I have.
Thank you very much. Councillor Rudick.
Thank you, Your Worship. December 15th, I also was able to join in 3 of the 4 seniors' homes, and we had talked a long time ago, maybe on a previous council, about taking our council meetings out in the community, and that might be a good opportunity to take a look at to try to do community engagement in a different way. Definitely appreciate the opportunity to be able to speak to some of our seniors in the community and get their feedback about the practical as well as the philosophical parts of what we do here in council. Had our ledge meeting January 3rd, January 6th, welcoming the Ukrainian national team was great. We had to do a lot of quick footwork to be able to adapt to the schedule, and really, really happy to see how responsive the community was. Both the very youngest to the very oldest were very happy to come see the team, and being able to see some of these kids get their little mini sticks signed by some of the players was really quite cute. But I also really liked being able to see both of our local hockey teams being able to interact, because they were just as excited, although not as obviously looking for their sticks to be signed. And tonight's council meeting, I have had a couple of queries from people, from citizens looking for some feedback and some engagement, so I'm going to feed that through to our staff. But they're looking for, because the weather is nicer, they're outside and looking for opportunities in the community for dog parks. So that sort of brings back our conversation of our budget that we've passed earlier than we ever have. Maybe we need to circle back and have some conversation with the public again. So, and that is it.
Okay, thank you very much. Councillor Barry.
Thank you, Your Worship. December 14th, we actually had a orange delivery and visit with St. Anne's Manor, a few of us, and they actually brought up some very good points, and I promised that I would keep my notes. On the 15th, we also were at the other senior homes, and there was in all of them, transportation was definitely one of the key points that they find difficult as seniors in town. The cost of taxi, even with the vouchers and et cetera, when they're traveling back and forth, it's not easy for them. So I think that's something that we need to keep on the radar as we're going. There was some concern about snow removal, mainly the sidewalks not being as easy for seniors to travel. And I think that that's a very good point, where some of them actually do walk from their facilities to get groceries, or even when they get a ride, it's sometimes difficult for them. So I think that snow removal is always a key and important aspect for them. That's the two real major ones, is just being able to get out and about. And I certainly agree that they enjoy having the opportunity to have a chat with us directly about a lot of different subjects. And we were certainly saying with them, and they were entertained the aspect that we should be at least getting together again, in the summer with them. But any other ideas we can have would be a good idea. From that, the Ledge Committee on Friday, I also went down to meet with the Ukrainian hockey team. I thought that was a really good turnout. I was very impressed by how well organized, Your Worship. It turned out to be at the last minute. It was, I know it was stressful at the start, but it came off extremely well. So I think you deserve some kudos on that and tonight's meeting. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Lemko.
Thank you, Your Worship. On December 13th, I attended the Vegreville Stands with Ukraine Task Force meeting with MLA Jackie Armstrong-Homanyuk regarding the initiatives that are put forward to her through the Premier's office. They will be summarizing the data of those 4 meetings plus the other task force meetings and submitting their findings to the Premier on January 15th, at which time they will address what the priorities will be coming out of those task force. 14th, I as well attended the Christmas Orange visit with the Seniors Center at St. Anne's Manor. It was interesting to have a long conversation with the challenges that they face, but also with the benefits of living in a community like Vegreville versus a city or an urban setting. It was nice to see the refreshing of some of the people who moved here from other provinces to live here and their many years of existence in Alberta. So it was nice to see. 15th, again, we visited more of the senior houses, Lyons, Parkview, Homestead, and St. Michael's Manor, and were able to listen to those folks as well. It's nice to spend some time there. I encourage us to maybe even be more with those folks throughout the year versus oranges at Christmas. Opportunity to stop in quarterly, maybe 2 councillors go, and I like that idea, and maybe that's something we can do as a group. On the 18th, Councillor Bullock and I assisted the Christmas Bureau with the delivery of Christmas hampers, which was a nice, there's 150, 160 hampers delivered this year along with toys and such, which is a very, that's a lot. So, and good kudos out to the Christmas Bureau for the efforts to do to make that happen. On the 21st of December, I was fortunate enough to be with the Ukrainian Vegreville Stands with Ukraine Committee, where the Vegreville, the Elk Island National Park brought Secret Santa gifts to 27 children for as one of their fundraising. They use the money that they generate within their employees, and they pick a worthy organization every Christmas, and they picked the Vegreville Stands with Ukraine and brought numerous gifts and Secret Santa to the Ukrainian immigrants who are to Vegreville. So it was nice to see. January 3rd, I was at the Ledge meeting. The 6th, the Ukrainian men's under-25 national hockey team at the Elks Park, and it was interesting to see how quickly things happen in a community. One day before, there's nothing happening. At the next day, there's kids singing Christmas carols to that, and outpouring of community members for that. And kudos go to the mayor for making it happen, and how it worked out so well. It was nice to see. Today I was on a conference call with the Alberta Association of Immigrant Services Agencies, and it was for a rural coordinators meeting, and it was to deal with the Ukrainian newcomers to Alberta and some of the challenges that the rural or communities are facing when it comes to the Ukrainian settlement. So they got some initiatives going on. They're trying to do a final residence project, which is they're trying to collect the data of where the Ukrainians are in Alberta, where they're settling. And those are the ones that came through the KIT program. So that's coming out. They're going to record data regarding the locations where they're settling. They'll update that quarterly, so there's this project coming out of there. They also talked about hosting guidelines, so if you're a family that wants to host a Ukrainian, there's a form to fill out, and they can assist with that process and educate a little bit. Talked about resource databases they have, and information gathering under employment and training. And yeah, so it was an interesting lead into what's future coming out of that. So, and then tonight's council meeting. That's all.
Thank you very much. Councillor Bullock.
Thank you. So as well, on December 14th and 15th, I attended senior centers with all of council as well. And probably the biggest message I got out of that one was the transportation issue for them getting around and affordability of it. So that's something for sure. And also a simple thing is like keeping sidewalks clean so they can get down to the co-op, because they have to walk down to the co-op. They can't exactly drive, right? So those are some of the real important things I took away from that. And getting to see them more often would be a wise decision. As well, the on January 3rd, Legislative Committee meeting. On the 5th, Vegreville District Chamber of Commerce Board meeting. A couple things going on there. Some good new stuff coming on, like the hockey draft is coming up here in February 2023. And Pesinka four-season photo contest. So that's something you can contact the chamber about. They would like to see participation from the community in that as well. That would be great if everyone could. Something real important going on there is board training for all the members of the chamber, and they're actively looking for new members, and we're a little short right now, so need some more people to get on there. And, you know, like to see some business people step up and come into that. That'd be great. As well, general people from the community as well. So on the 6th as well, I attended the Hockey Can't Stop tour, and then I have to commend the mayor and the town staff for pulling that off. That was quite something to see, actually, to hear all the kids singing. You could just watch the players from Ukraine, just how impressed they were, and probably brought them a little bit of home to them out there. So I thought that was pretty good. And tonight's town council meeting.
Thank you very much. Councillor Curtis.
Thank you. Going back to December 19th, I too attended the FCSS Advisory Board Christmas meeting. That was fun, lots of laughs, some good food. I did have to skip out before the games, but I did get some good videos from Councillor Barawa, so it was quite entertaining. On the 21st, I attended along with Councillor Lemko and Jameson Brown, Lakelands Tourism Development Zone Input Session. So it was done by Travel Alberta. And what they were trying to do was just gauge, you know, where tourism is going in the future, how we can collaborate between different communities. Ask some questions like, what do we feel the region's DNA is? What tourism corridors there are? Opportunities to enhance, and you know, I think we sold it pretty well. I think we put our 2 cents in that we feel Vegreville is a hub, north, south, east, and west, an hour from the city, an hour or so from Lloyd. Put in some good words about the visitor center as well, and how many, we gave them some stats on how many people visited. So there are some opportunities for some funding, so we really pushed that home, and hopefully we'll see some more info from them, and maybe a second session as well. So more to come on that, but just getting the feelers out, and they're doing this for all these different zones. So it was our turn, part of this zone. So looking forward to that, some collaboration, you know, pushing tourism, you know, not just what's in Vegreville. If you're already in Vegreville, we got you here. Where can we push you in our region as well? And vice versa. If you're somewhere else in our region, how can we make you come here? So that. And for me, I think that was kind of it. I had the legislative meeting on the 3rd, and then council meeting tonight.
Okay, thank you very much. So myself, on December the 13th, I attended the FCSS Christmas party for volunteers, and it was at the library, and they did a light lunch served, and it was nice to recognize the people of Meals on Wheels and some other programs that the FCSS runs, and of course I knew everybody there because they've been constant volunteers in our community for a long time, but it was just nice that they had recognized them. And then I got a call and had to leave, because I think they were expecting me to say something. I had thanked them and stuff, but and then we went out into the seniors' facilities for some orange deliveries, and again, the conversation is always good with the seniors, and it's never about the oranges. It's just about having a conversation. And I was surprised a couple of times by some people that have moved to this community from places far away with no connection. They just thought this would be a good place to live, and the price was right. They were, and it was very positive. I know that a lot of councillors have brought up about the transportation, and I have always been a big advocate that we could help in some way. It's not a program that, as a town, that I feel that we could run on our own and manage, but there's all kinds of other opportunities and ways that we could assist with this. So hopefully that we can come up with a group that's willing to take something on there. The Ledge meeting on the 3rd. On the 6th, started with the visit from the Ukrainian national hockey team, and I want to thank, first of all, the town staff that helped put this together in a very big hurry, and that's Parks and Rec and Sandra and everybody that was involved. And then, of course, the next morning, everything changed in a hurry. And I want to just really thank Colleen and her staff at Tim Hortons. She had arranged to get some hot chocolate, coffee, and donuts ready for the event. And then I went there, and she was away with her son in hockey, and I asked her staff if we could move it up an hour. There was no place to park. Both lanes were full, and they said, sure, we can make that happen. So very impressed over there. I also want to thank Gord Miller from TSN. He's the one that has been helping this team and set up a lot of their stops and stuff. And Gord was doing the play-by-play for the World Juniors in Halifax at the time, and he reached out through Ed Stelmack, and we kept liaisoning through this. And I thought it was a very, very nice event, and it was nice that the children came out. And I want to thank Councillor Rudick for lining up the bilingual Ukrainian students from Ale Horton, because I know that really touched a lot of the players. They really were very impressed with that. So, and again, it's just what we do here in Vegreville. We can take on events in a hurry, and I want to thank all the council for showing up. And then on the 8th, January the 8th, at the Junior B game, I was honored to make a presentation on behalf of MP Shannon Stubbs to a volunteer in our community for the Queen's Jubilee Pin, and it was Peter Strako, and I don't think that there's anybody that I would enjoy doing it more for. Peter, I've known Peter for 30 years, and his attitude and his constant good humor and willingness to give back to this community has made Vegreville a lot better place for a lot of people. So congratulations, Peter. And tonight's town council meeting. Now today I had a call from a senior in town who has been on council for a lot of years at one time in his younger years, and he was worried about this $2.50 for the utility bill. First of all, he doesn't have an email address, and neither do none of his friends. And it's not him being cheap. He asked the question, why can't I just come to the front counter and pay my bill once a month? And could I receive a paper copy? Because he wants to know if his toilets are leaking or if his water consumption is unusual. So I put this to CEO Leggett. Is there something that we could do for people who don't have email? Is there a way that they could come in and receive a paper copy? And I said I would check into it, so if you could figure out if it's $2.50 to mail one out, is it 70 cents for them to pick up one? I don't know. I don't really know what postage costs neither. So, but if we could take a look into that, because like he said, there's a lot of people in the same boat as him that do not have email. So this is out of reach for them to begin with, and they're not about to get an email address.
Okay, yeah, thanks, Worship. I'll have a chat with the director when she's back.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, is there any other business of council? Seeing none, I adjourn this meeting at 7:29.